Let's try this one more time. Now brought to you by 14.4 modems.
Floppy diskette out, but I have to say, one floppy disk drive, floppy diskette, you have to take a floppy diskette, floppy diskettes, floppy diskettes, floppy diskette, floppy diskettes, floppy diskette, floppy diskette, hard disk, startup disk, system disk, floppy diskette, jump out of your car while driving down the freeway, computer viruses, floppy disk, computer viruses, floppy diskette, my floppy diskette, disk drive, floppy disk, floppy diskette, this diskette, gets.
Now you just doing it on purpose.
I'm just smoking with you. Hang on, Duro. It's not my fucking modem. Welcome to tonight's It's Not My Fucking Modem, Plumes of Hazard. I am Mass Blasto, and I am not hosting the show. These are my co-hosts. The one hosting the show is Fubaka now, and the Schlangsha, my internet sucks vapor. Schlangsha farts.
Schlangsha internet.
Wow.
Don't ask me.
I should have played "Fuck You, Texas" and "Fuck Your Internet."
I don't get it. I mean,
fuck you, Plumes. This is the second time we're gonna flag you for this song.
Right?
Yeah. No, it was. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what the hell's going on. My net the last couple of weeks or last couple of months has been fucking weird, and I wonder if it's just getting weirder as it goes. It seemed like it got better, but then when we go to just now, it looked like it was buffering again. So. It's entirely possible it was me. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, I'm paying for and getting like 100. I think it's 75 or 75 or something, which is plenty fast.
Yeah, that's about what I get. I think that's what I pay for, 75 cents. And in actuality, I get like 90-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, mine's bumped up to 100 over 80 sometimes.
That's just pretty good.
You'd think, but I think there's some sort of packet loss or something specifically at the beginning of a stream, because I had problems with Plex, and then now I guess I'm having this problem. But the Plex problem seems like it's gone away after a couple of months.
Yeah.
But I also had some random problems with like Facebook video, specifically
loading
Facebook video. Like Netflix, no problem. All these other places, video service, high def, whatever, no problem, including the Plumes for a long time. And then all of a sudden it's getting a little hairy.
Well,
then
you might a lot of that stuff might be, on your content delivery network, so it might be close to you.
Yeah.
And then you go and do this but I mean, I know what it is. It's that fucking data center right outside your town. If you can't play Facebook videos and they're right there,
they're right there.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
That's just where they archive all the shit posts.
Remember
we drove past and I said, "This is where all the shit posts go."
All the tubes are just filled.
There's two other guys in Funky Town in chat right now. He says it's been sucking. T-Bone says it's been sucking in Fort Worth.
Yeah, there you go. Something's going on over there.
Yeah.
Maybe they're using it. They're using the pipes to build the wall.
Yeah, that's possible. But I mean, we need the wall, so that's cool. I just realized I didn't have my rings on. Guess to have the rings on.
You had to cam down for that? Come on.
I know, right?
You already took.
It's like he's putting underwear on.
You already took one screenshot of me tonight. I'm not. We're not doing that.
Oh, that would have been great. Would you marry me, Angsty? Yes, I will, Angsty.
I'm not sharing the screenshot.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, that was on it.
What you vaping on?
Wait. No.
Well, that was quick.
Shut the hell up and let's go. Well, it is 9:24. We're already behind the 8 ball, 11 ball.
I actually today I took to work my limo with a Narda on top of the bell cap. I'm only describing it to you because I put it on the dining table when I got home from work. I haven't vaped on it since only been a couple hours. It's got abolishment in it, so you know what that looks like. This is what I left home today. So I came home to this baby. So I got to spend time with Bay. So
Hey, baby.
Hey, Bay. What's in Bay? In Bay, there's a pist and there's a bell cap because it's Bay on the 250C beta with that replay play. Bay needs a refill.
That that particular replay mod, and it's creeping me out that my picture doesn't come up when I'm talking. But that beta mod was so
came up for me.
Yeah, it does when you're hosting. The only person that happens is when you're hosting. Anyway. So that thing, while it was a great mod, you could beat bears to death with it. It's so huge. This isn't something you can carry around too easily.
My one gripe with it.
One gripe.
1.5. The buttons are very soft on this thing.
Yeah.
My main gripe is it's very slick. Like I've thought about, albeit inebriated, idea was to cut up an old thin mouse pad and glue it on here so I could just grip it. I don't take this thing out of the house much anyway.
Right.
So, just put bits of old mouse pad here. Because sometimes I grab this thing and my hand slips off it or I'll almost drop it.
You still have any of the old plume stickers? You could drop one or two of them on.
I absolutely have to have some.
I have some.
I know I have some. It's just a matter of where they are.
I was just looking for a drip tip, and I'm like, oh, there's one.
The hell was that? Is it a fuse?
No, the fucking barrel connector. Like that's not.
Oh,
you should totally make one of those into a drip tip.
Like, is it for like a DC adapter?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so we already started the segment. Have you finished your what you're vaping on, food?
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, just okay, fun. This is what I'm jamming right now. So.
I actually have multiple sets up this week. One is the Limelight. Well, the P Limelight has got the RAM Alpha board in there, of course, and on top of there's a Vena from Haku and a bell cap, of course, because it looks pretty, and an open tip on top, rail cracker in there naturally. That's the only, unfortunately, that is the only mod that I've got around here that squonks, with the exception of this monstrosity. So I do have the VT, not VT, fucking, what the hell is this thing? The Lost Vape, LV. Lost Vape Therion Squonker guy with the DNA75C. And on top of there is a new Addy that arrived just today. So I threw a dummy build in there in the middle of work today, and I'm testing it. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But in here, of course, is a real cracker because. Well,
how much did Lost Vape pay to vape that tonight?
0. It was sent to me by Evolve for the purposes of testing the DNA75C replay.
I just know how much you love it.
Well, I don't. I can show you this. I can show you the fact that. Well,
Anksty's in midlife crisis mode as a vapor. He's vaping on a Lost Vape and an Ultim mod at the same time.
Yeah.
Fuck!
He doesn't know. He doesn't know which direction.
Here's a fucking problem. I can't get the door off to show you the hot glue that's still on there that is still working. And the last but not least, I do have the old billet box that does have a mixture of abolishment and get pissed. And there's of course an extra set in there, and open tip on top.
You have to put limeade and a piston in there.
I don't. You know what? I haven't actually purchased any limeade and a piston or limeade in a while.
I fucked up on my last order because I didn't order additional piss to mix with my limeade.
Yeah.
Because I'm already here.
Oh dear.
Oh, I have another one, but I'm like, how much of that do I want to make? Maybe like 30 mil I can spare.
Yeah.
Max.
Master, show off that Zoro you got over there, man.
I do. Hang on. Let me put this tip on it so I don't get freaking blasted by the
Shane,
heat.
yes. Limeade and piss.
Much
I haven't
better.
talked about it in a while. I haven't vaped it in a while, but basically, limeade in a piston is 70% piss, 30% limeade in the bedding. It is fucking like fucking tits. So for some, limeade can have a bit of a bite to it, right? And it's got a little bit of bite to it fresh, but mixed with pissed, it smoothens it out, rounds it out, and the strong like fruity berryness of the limeade, it plays so nice with it's such like a rich vape that you can't really get enough of. So it's magical.
Hanksy, do you remember if they had if when we got our Mulsibers, because you got one too, didn't you? Yeah. Do you remember if we got solid center pins or no? Or was that extra? I'm trying to remember because I think the Mulsiber at that time was, oh hey, we're doing this.
You had to put the pin in. It came with a solid pin. You had to put the Squonk pin in.
Did you?
Yeah, I distinctly remember it being a pain in the dick. Why?
Okay. No, because I have it and I need to find, I don't know where the hell I put the solid center pin in at, but
why would you drip on that thing?
What?
Why would you drip on that thing? Because
it's tiny. That's what I'm using.
No, I know. Like I wouldn't not squonk it.
Well, I'm using it on the VapeMats Mary.
Yo, dude, just put a tobe on that shit, man. You know what to do.
Yeah. So this is a 0.65, 0.6. I wanted to check what the what the number was at. So it's a 0.6 on the Mulsiber, on the VapeMats Mary, and let's see what kind of voltage we got. 5.5. It's good. It's good. Hooked up to the solar panels, because even in Florida at night there's still solar power.
Ambient solar power.
Yeah, it's all that regenerative heat that comes off all the white people that come tan down here during the summer. So that's where we're at.
Yep. So,
and I got a stash PB&J in there. So
we did have obviously some problems last week with the YouTubes and my connection or something, and it hacked it all up. So we figured we probably should at least hit some of the highlights from last week, because we did have a few things that we wanted to talk about. The first one I know that we didn't get to talk about was the title of the show last week is Changes Are Coming. And the changes are, in short, the Poe and Deadline juice lines are there's going to be some changes. Transitions. So it's not going anywhere, so nobody freak out, but it might not hurt to pick up a few bottles because things might be changing. We can't really talk about them quite yet, but I will say that it's actually good news. It's still going to be here. We're still going to be able to get it if you want it, and everything's okay. But there may be a disruption in the supply coming forward. So
there it is. You got it. You heard it here first.
That's right. The other thing is somehow in the last couple of shows, this didn't get covered to everybody, but we'll go ahead and say it that my favorite Squonky juice is not made by us, and it's Rail Cracker. Of course, you've seen it in every show for years at this point. That has been brought back for retail sale. It's been a long time coming. If you want to check out the show, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago.
Wow. We had on the guy who's taken it over. It's the same recipe as it used to be. It's just being made by a different person. That person is Bigglesworth, Jay Bigglesworth from Bigglesworth Labs, has brought it back to life. And that's since it was registered before August 8th and all that shit. It's all legit and all cool. It's just being made by a different person. And if you want some, it's derailmentvape.co. Derailmentvape.co. And I'll put the link in chat. So anybody just click on it. Boom. There you go.
There's already a few reviews about it, or a review about it on Reddit.
Duro says in chat, that guy that only mixes bakery. Yeah, Zach. Zach absolutely only mixes bakery, but he's fucking good at it.
Yeah.
He's like I was gonna make a sports analogy, but I don't think
I will say he's Picasso. He's Picasso for graham crackers. He paints with a lovely brush.
That's a good way of putting it.
That fierce red hair of his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. So those two things were big that we needed to talk about last night. So there you go. Josh says they called 3 times to verify that he wanted it.
Yeah, California, yo.
Yeah, exactly. It's coming out of 12.
That's a California company doing things above board.
Yeah. Does do still make Baboose? That was so. Baboose is an extended one of the extended family of Railcracker, and that's not out right now. Right now, we're starting, or he's starting just with the base Railcracker, but the other ones will probably be coming soon. So
yeah, they are going to be coming soon. They said on that Reddit thread that the rest of the line is probably a good for sure. So
yeah. So there you go. And yeah, it's not. That's true. I don't think it's in 12. That's a thing that's happening lately. It's either you're going salts or you can add to. That's right. I forgot that Aaron was just talking about recently that I think there's a shop near him that's got little Nick juice whackers, little add-ons you can jazz up your Nick.
Yeah, and that's becoming more and more popular. We're seeing a lot more juices go away from the 12 milligram, and because now the Nick salts are available, so that or it's just a lot easier just to sell you that, little Nick per percentage in a bottle. So, but a lot of big changes coming to the labels. I mean, I just shared a label earlier on what some of the juices are starting to look like, and there's a lot of changes coming to that.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Let's see, what else do I have in my news from last week? All of my free hands are not here. That's why I'm using this one that looks like pee.
Railcracker is 80.
Yeah, it's like 87.
88, it's 88.12.
I put thick with 3 C's in chat. That's just that's what it is. Because it's
yeah,
I mean,
it's 88.12.
It's blah. I mean, look at that, just clings to the bottle.
So here's the thing. If you squonk, it is such a pain in the... Because here's the thing. Even in this hot-ass weather, it's still reluctant to squonk because it's so thick. And so the problem is you get used to having a squonk Railcracker because you have to be a little extra firm on the bottle. And then when you go and squonk something else, you're going to end up over-squonking. As I did with Abolishment. Like the first 2 days, I was squonking it after Railcracker.
It happens. Yeah. Fortunately, in Texas, about 10 months out of the year, I don't have to worry about that. So that's...
It was hot here too, but I still found it being a little stubborn.
Bessie said, "Wish they'd think of the PG fans."
Yeah, now that's the thing. That's kind of what makes Zach's juice special, in that it's very thick, it's very cloudy, but at the same time, it's very flavor dense.
Yeah.
So, very tight bubble.
Cooler, you just got the 109. Shit, it's been that for like a week up here. Ugh. But then again, you get more humidity down that way.
Dude, it was like not that hot today, but the humidity was pretty fucking awful. And then it rained by me, so when I got home, it was like that. It didn't quite rain enough. Didn't like cool the ground enough.
Cool it down.
Grossness.
Yeah, it just steamed.
It just makes more steam.
And it was just 80 degrees, and that still feels miserable.
I love all these other people feeling the humidity that we have every fucking day of the year.
That's right. So Marksky just said that the resting time was a bitch. Mine took about a month before it was good. I vape mine from the day it gets in from priority shipping for a month or two, or however long the bottles that I bought last. I mean, it's certainly different, fresh. It's got a little more bite, but I actually like that, so it's all good. It's all good. I guess it probably also depends on how hot you vape it. I have heard from a couple of different people that were picking up a lemony kind of taste, and I was as well at low power. But where I vape it, which is around a 0.35 on an unregulated mod, but you don't get any lemon then. Yeah. Oh, welcome back, Will. I'm glad you got to see all the craziness. Apparently hosting here in Tejas is not going well, so we swapped it over.
Welcome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you're shocked I'm touching Ultimate. It's been like that for 2 or 3 weeks, dude. Since all my other free hands went away, I sort of had to. It was just a thing. So now I just have to just kind of cover it up.
Your free hands are with child services.
They are. They're getting upgraded. Oh boy. Let's see. What else do we talk about? Oh, you already saw the Venabelle, but I guess I can show it to you. It's interesting. I think. Let's see. Where's the close-ups? There it is. Let me click on myself. Oh wait, that doesn't work. Maybe Ahmed can click on me. So the bell. You can see we're a little juice stained at the moment, but there's the bell for the Haku Vena, which I'm a big fan of. I think this thing is really cool looking. I'm still not totally sold on the fact that it goes 22 to 24 mil. It's got that little slant on it, which is a little weird, but it's all right. It's okay.
It's a very pretty Addy looking.
It is. It looks good in general. It's just odd, I guess, is the best way to put it. It's just a little unusual, but that's not a bad thing. It's just a little different. I've pulled up my immunity Ultim. No, I think, who was I telling this to? I think it was actually Ace that I was telling this to the other day, whose mod this actually is, by the way. I said I was vaping in my car, and for the first time ever, I was embarrassed to be vaping. Like, I took a drag and realized it was this. I was like, put it back there. So,
hide it. There. That one looks better with all the metal.
Oh, yeah.
I got I get UHF, VHF, and HD all in one.
That's Bender, yo.
Yep.
Bender Rodriguez.
Pulls it down a little bit.
Boy. Let's see. I joked about this link, which I'll pull up here.
Oh, mouse looking chat.
I'll open the non-logged in one here.
You can't be doing this to me in the middle of the show.
There.
No, I know. That was my bad.
So this guy posted that he landed a job at a vape shop, which I was like, all right, sure. I didn't think it was that hard, but he's happy about it, which is fine. And this comment was the one that he stole it from me. As soon as I went to go comment, it was already there. Congrats, you'll hate vaping in 2 months. And vapors, which is absolutely true. I was told a long time ago, way back in the day, I was a paintballer in college, and then afterwards in some tournaments and stuff. We had a great time. But one of the guys that I knew said the quickest way to hate the sport that you love is to open up a shop. As soon as you open up a shop, you introduce business and money and stuff into the sport that you like.
Yeah, because you start losing money.
So what I liked about my job at a shop was I didn't have to deal with cloud chasers that often.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was maybe like 1 day a week.
Is that all?
Well, mainly because like my schedule was awesome in that it was Sunday through Thursday, so I didn't work Friday or Saturday, like the 2 cloud chasiest days of the week. Like that's who came by, so I guess that's what made me not hate it as quickly as others. So it was a mixed crowd, so I guess that's what kept it fresh.
That's good. Speaking of,
No, actually, the shop never smelled like a cloud comp like that.
if you need any, Ahmed.
Here. Oh no, I definitely have those. I just have to find them
stickers.
and stack somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
No, these were actually Duro. These were not smelly Action Bronson looking cloud chasers.
Oh, that's right. reminded me that they did at the Vape Fest coming up in the UK. That always seems like a fun show. Everybody hanging out in the field and vaping and getting drunk. You know.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
Good times.
Huh. If you need any XC, let me know. I'll send some your way. Wow, some old shit in there. Royale wire. Are they even still around?
Ooh.
You mean a hotspot is forever wire? Boom.
A hot is not enough. A hot spot is not enough.
Yo, coal's not hot.
The coal's not hot. I need to
What else did we talk about last week? Oh, I have a hat tip to Rob Vanier, who is in Nova Scotia.
Some VV Nova heads?
No. Where the hell's that? Where's that article? There it is. There we go. So I guess Halifax has passed a smoking bylaw, which includes vaping. So what that means is there's restricting any kind of smoking on municipal property, including streets, sidewalks, and parks. That sucks. That's happened in a couple of places around the states, and that does suck.
It puts a damper on things.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's too bad. It sucks when people are trying to reduce harm to their lives, and they just get shit on and lumped into the people that are, they're, I almost said arguably. They're not arguably. They're definitely causing problems to other people that are around them.
Yo, Canada's got a pretty fucking strong pharma lobby too. Like,
is that right?
Maybe stronger than ours, if I had to venture a guess. Do we have any Canadians in chat? No, my knowledge of who influences what in Canadian politics is a little rusty.
Yeah.
Or that they pharmaceuticals is huge there.
For sure. Piston embellishment 3 milligrams is gone. Have to mix 6 and 0, says Shane. Ugh. So yep, that's this thing. Oh yeah, Vic, and I think they did. They just passed some weed, at least some amount of decriminalization of weed. But of course, now they're going to restrict down vaping. Yeah,
well, I believe that I think the provinces have. It's kind of like prostitution in Vegas. Where it's like each county can decide whether or not they want to legalize it. I think that's how it is among the provinces.
Yeah.
So,
and I think Nova Scotia is included in that link talked about the weed laws, and I think they're pushing that out. I don't think they're going to have that there.
Yeah, I mean, people joke about how backward Nova Scotia is. So other Canadians.
I think they do. I feel like I've heard
Nova Scotia, Newfoundland.
Yeah, Newfoundland.
I think Newfoundland really gets it.
For whatever reason. I think aren't they a fishing community, right?
Well, yeah, kind of. Not really anymore. Their shit got fished to hell, or by big ships and shit.
Yeah, so, the working man's always getting pushed down. That sucks.
Yeah, dude, it's like crazy. Like, yeah, I mean that's like the story of like a lot of cities that were built around an industry that eventually got streamlined.
Yeah. Jacob Benoit says he's from Canada. Where are you from? Oh, Scotty Bigfoot too.
Jacob Benoit. How is the farm? How much do pharmaceuticals influence Canadian politics? Would you say it's about equal to American politics or more? I only ask because I know I grew up in a pharmacy crowd, I guess. Like my family friends were all pharmacists and shit, and a lot of their kids ended up moving up there for like high-paying pharmacy jobs and shit.
Yeah. See,
like sales, and
he's a newfie. Oh, Rob Joe says they're concerned about an encounter with a stoned moose. Dude, if you had some moose that were stoned, it'd probably be less dangerous. You'd probably chill out a little bit.
Yeah, the moose meat would taste so much better.
All right.
No, because they would just fatten themselves up.
Yes, exactly.
Have you had moose before? It's actually really good.
Yeah, well, I've had it in cured form. I haven't had like grilled or something freshly prepared.
I straight up had like a meat sauce at
He's definitely had moose knuckle.
An old bandmate's house. And mom was like, I made moose. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I never had it. I was like, I've had like at that point I'd already had deer. I'm like, how bad could moose be?
Oh dear.
Well, venison's great, but moose
Oh
was
dear.
I've seen moose up in the wilds when I was fishing up there. But
I keep having to look up because I think he's saying mooch, and it's like code word for like play this song. But okay.
No, not mooch.
Matt just wants to play the Windows intro.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. So that sucks. But thanks to Rob for tipping me off to that, so I can talk about stuff. We did say, and just communicating in case you haven't seen, Kevin Skipper is closing down VCC. They canceled the last show that was going to be, I think, in August in Tampa, and they're going to. He's going to shutter, and that really sucks because last time I think we all agreed that he puts on a great show. That he has a strong, strong stance against cartoons and child-friendly labeling or whatever for things that are there at his shop. He always takes time out.
Bottles.
No throwing bottles. He always takes time out for like not only advocacy, but it has a serious focus on advocacy, which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about
it reflected on the vendors too. You know what vendors he had there.
His girlfriend's from Queens. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't. Cool.
Yeah. He told me, I was like, oh, cool. I think Kevin's a Florida guy, born and raised. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Yeah.
So that sucks, but at least people need to know about that's happening. I think the thing that I said was that Kevin's too straight to run a business in this town anymore, and it's in this industry anymore. He just does things too well, and by the books, which is really, it's too bad. That sucks.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of that would drive some of the, clientele away, right?
Yeah.
Because some of the clientele aren't interested in that. They want, high flying, wrestling and bottle throwing,
high profiling, styling.
Yeah. So
limousine riding.
Duro, we did cover this. We covered a couple of things that we've already talked about, but since the last show was so fucked up, we figured we should at least tell the highlights of the thing we're talking about: the Poe Juice news, the derailment news, and the VCC stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about this in chat last show, but like Kevin closing down VCC. If for those of you who don't know, this is the last Vans Warped Tour that's going on right now. Similar circumstances in that they were like the first festival, or at least the first like big one, and they essentially became a victim of their own success.
Yeah.
Because festivals are a thing now, and so instead of touring, he's like, okay, I could play one date here. It pays more to play multiple festivals than just be with one. So yeah, this is the last Warped Tour, which is crazy because it went a long time ago.
It did. I didn't realize that this was the last one.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, and I was going to comment on Eric Sire's picture that he put up of the Slayer and stuff like that. Rock is dead.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
It kind of is.
I saw somebody commenting about it, and
in the U.S., it definitely is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're not talking about, sold out arenas or anything like that, I mean, I don't know if any other type of music is doing that. I know freaking EDM is. Anytime, Electric Carnival comes out here and EDC Orlando and Ultra in Miami and stuff like that, it's like half of the town and 5 different stages. I mean, that's just insane. And it goes, some of them go for 3-4 days, some even a week. So
I forgot to. You remember how we started the show off? Because we were having a bicker about mayonnaise last week.
Yeah.
I have a picture from Festi. He sent me this earlier this week. This might be relevant to Masty.
What's it say?
Mayonnaise is the most controversial ice cream flavor.
Yeah, that straight up, that looks like mango ice cream. Like I could totally prank someone.
It's good stuff.
It's mayo ice cream. It's the grossest thing I think I could ever even conceive of. That's awful.
That's gonna be pretty bad.
I'd eat some for a Klondike bar, to be honest.
Look
Well,
at
so,
the
you know-
picture. Oh, it's so bad. Stop it.
Anxie, do you know if Takasui is still making tips?
I don't. The last I checked, I don't think he was.
Okay.
Why?
I was just wondering.
Oh,
I found one of the tips and reminded me
let's see.
under a pile of shit that I had. Remember this guy?
Yeah. The last tweet he put out was in 2016.
Wow. Okay. That answers that.
Mm-hmm.
He made some good stuff.
The last post he put out on Instagram was the same, August 2016. Let's see about his website. Nope, website's dead.
Wow.
Yet another victim to the.
Yeah. I'm glad I got the tips that I did. I mean, and his, really started as a hobby too. So.
Oh, totally. Yeah, he did it on the side. I still have that little build kit too that he sent somewhere.
Yeah.
That thing was fun. I like that little guy. It was a great idea.
Hey, Josh said he went into business with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him. He's a super nice guy. But yeah, I
Mhm.
haven't heard from him in a long time. Let's see. Covered that. Oh, we can end the show with that. That's what we did last week. I did get in some new mail. I dropped like $40 or something like that, and got new bottles. So my giant 30 ml Squonk refiller is still going fine. I've been using it for I don't know how many months now. Works great. It's a little stained from the rail crackers, but that's going to happen because it's had probably like 4 liters of juice through it. So I did get another one just for a backup, and I also got 3 more of the smaller little portable guys because I did find that this one, for whatever reason, when I kept it, I just kept it in one of my pockets, and I only used it kind of rarely.
Did you wag it a little more seductively?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
baby.
I did find that
Floppy disk.
the juice floppy.
Yeah, Jacob. I heard about the AV and Purge fiasco, and we're going to be, talking about it. I saw the post on Reddit about it, so I don't know if these guys have. Sorry for the
No, I didn't see that yet. Anyway, for whatever reason, it started to it would like break down. The e-liquid itself, like it got noticeably thinner, and it tasted weird. So I'm gonna chunk this bottle. It worked great for a long time, but it started getting kind of weird. So I replaced it with the second one that I bought last time, and I went in and bought 3 more because these things are pretty badass. The thing I was going to mention too, and part of it just dropped out. That this is the second time I've ordered from these guys, and when they send you, your stuff, they send like this whole like pamphlet, and it's like full color and fucking menus and juices and stuff. It's like a business card too. I don't know how much this costs, but it can't be cheap. And it's, what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that. What was that guy's name? Just drew a total blank. The observational comic that died a long time ago. Had long hair, funny big glasses. Always talked about funny shit. Fuck. What was his name? He always sounded like he was stoned out of his mind.
Oh, Hedberg.
Egbert, he goes. It reminds me of that Mitch Hedberg bit.
That was bad.
That was awesome. Well done.
We fucked up, man. I don't know how else.
It was like he's like, don't you hate when you're walking around and somebody hands you something, and it's like they're saying, "Hey, you throw this away." That's what this reminds me of. Like, I don't want all this shit. I didn't buy any of your juice. I don't want
Well, the thing is, so what I didn't know for a while was those guys get paid by how many stacks they hand out.
Oh yeah, I bet.
So it's like, here, I don't give a fuck what you do. Just
Yeah.
fucking,
Throw it away.
fucking-
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm still getting paid. Either way, just
take it.
take it. You never know. You might spill something on your shirt. You might need to wipe it up. I don't know.
Mark said he has the 60 ml refiller, and it started tasting really weird too. I haven't had that problem at all with my 60. My 60 works great.
It started tasting weird.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying about this one. This little guy, is it started tasting weird. Like, in fact, you can see. Does that look like rail cracker to you?
Yeah.
Look at that bubble.
I'm not gonna look at that butthole.
No, not butthole.
Oh.
Bubble. Why does it still say screen share? God. Okay, it went away. So I don't know what the hell's going on with that. I don't know if it was just a bad seal on top, but I don't know. What I'm gonna do is throw it away. Vic said I have paper around 200 ounces or 2 dumpsters. Yeah, I was gonna point that out when you're talking about they get paid by the stack that they hand out. Yeah, there's trash cans around. Yeah, sure, I handed out 200 of those things. Right in the dumpster.
Yeah, just I don't know. What I've always done was I fold it and I put it in my back pocket, and I wait till I'm far enough away.
Right.
And I throw it. Or if it's small enough, I'll forget about it. And I do the weekly,
Unloading.
I've been better about cleaning receipts out of my jeans pockets regularly. They don't build up too hard. But it's mostly grocery store receipts that build up in my jeans pockets.
Yeah.
My back left pocket specifically.
Rob's talking about the Mod Maker refillers, which are really good if you happen to have those bottles. I never had the right bottles that they went on. So while I liked using the one that I had, I just don't like those short, fat bottles. These like slim ones, they go in a pocket so much easier.
They work on the unicorns too.
Yeah, they do work on the unicorns too, but they're still, I don't know, it's hard, and I don't ever have those bottles they're threaded for. Our old bottles, like remember the old ones that we used? They worked on that great.
So you mean the good ones?
Yeah, the good ones. Before the feds got a hold of it. The other ones.
Was it Heartland? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if ours were from Heartland, but I just associate the first dope bottle. I think my Mount Baker Vapor was the first company I got those bottles from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. They were Heartlands. And all
that nipple style was there, I believe.
Yeah,
that was what we had. Whatever the China plug was.
Shane, why are you talking to Caps tonight, man? Why are you yelling at us?
Yeah, I just did it for a joke earlier. Fuck.
Vic's talking about the metal 510 refill bottles. Yes. So the nice thing about the Mod Makers, and one other one that I had, was they were insulated on the 510 tips. And as much as I like these, they are not. And I do hate that about them. That is the biggest con to these things is they're not insulated. So if they put them on your unregulated mod and you hit the button, I would imagine bad things happen. It's dead short. So don't do that.
I wonder honestly, I wonder what that sounds like. I've never been present for one.
Yeah, I don't know, especially not with a MOSFET. I'm not sure, but you can always just do a little half turn.
I haven't gone to the right cloud comms. It seems I've been to like a handful.
Yeah,
I've struck out with battery incidences and shit. Nothing absurd.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Were you with me at Vape Mania when we saw Bishop at a booth and his fucking shirt was halfway up? Were you with me when that happened?
I don't know, but probably we were doing
his tube mod had shorted, so he basically unthreaded everything enough.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to put it down on the booth, so he put it in his shirt and like rolled it up. And that's why I saw him with his shirt over the distance. I'm like, why are you doing that?
Stop it. Just no.
He doesn't exactly have the body of a Greek god. But he just had it. I'm like, why are you doing this in public? He's like, my battery. He's like, my mod shorted. Or my battery vented, I think. So
get somebody's little juice card flyer and hold it in that. Then you don't have to roll your shirt up.
I don't know, man. The chemicals that come off that from the heat. I don't breathe that shit in. That's all gloss, dude.
Yeah, total all gloss.
But for fibrosis.
Let's see what else we got to talk about. Oh, we can talk about that. Let's see. So I did see a post on the Facebooks recently, a couple days ago, and it was from Sunbox. And you may remember Sunbox. They made the at least that I'm aware of. They made the Cappy, which was at least that I'm aware, that was the first silicone Squonker bottle, and it changed vaping as far as I'm concerned. Because as soon as I paid that $25 or whatever that first one was, I was sold. I never had to buy another Super Soft again. It was all about the silicones that came out. So they posted something a couple of days ago, and it looked like these.
Oh yeah, that shit right there.
Yeah, let me zoom out. Let's see. Can you see that okay? Does it look okay in the share?
That looks like the Kanger thing.
It does look a little like the Kanger thing, except for it's made by Sunbox, which means it's probably made out of something other than pot metal or Chinesium.
Whatever, that shit work.
But it's also similar to the one that's in the Luxotic, whatever that thing was that I bought, the Jabo thing. Anyway, but the interesting thing about this to me is it looks like they're selling a system, and it looks like it's called the Rapido. I don't know if it's them, if they're just adapting to the system, or if they've made the system. I haven't figured that out yet. But apparently, these things look like the other end of a 510 that you can have your mod made with, the bottom of your 510, and just thread this bottle on, which is kind of cool instead of having to deal with.
Watch.
What's that?
Looks like they opened a watch.
Looks like they opened a watch. It does look a little bit like that. But I mean, that's pretty cool if you happen to have a mod that has you can get your fingers around to thread something. I think that's an interesting idea. It would be better, in my opinion, if it was just a good O-ring seal where you could just press it upwards and snap it in. But I'm not sure. This is the only information I've got so far about it. I certainly will be revisiting this later if I figure it out. The biggest problem that I've got with it is the center post, which I would frankly love to not have to dick with the tubing anymore. That's one of the lower tech things that are still in squonking. We've fixed a lot of other things, but the tubing kind of still sucks. But if they could fix this would be great. But the problem with, like, for example, the Luxotic is once the e-liquid got to about meow, it didn't work anymore unless you just squeeze the shit out of it. And if this is stainless and stuff, which it says it is, it's going to be pretty stiff. So you're not going to be able to squeeze the bottle in very far, right? You're going to get halfway up. And at least in the Luxotic, it didn't feed after it was less than maybe a third left. You couldn't get anything else up there because you couldn't collapse the bottle enough to displace the liquid enough to get it up, so to speak. And that sucks. Nobody likes it when you can't get it up, Masty. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think this is a cool idea. I hope it would work, but I don't know that it would work because I've seen it not work. Maybe they'll fix it. Maybe it'll be better. I don't know. We'll see. You still feel the tube? Absolutely. Totally feel the tube. Tube's weird. And, in theory, if you could probably make the bottle less squishy. If it was less squishy, maybe it would have the proper pressure balance to go ahead and squonk it, even though you're not pressing it all the way in. But I know when I'm squonking, I'm definitely pressing it halfway, right after it's drained some of it. You're pressing it pretty good. You got to do that. Bessie said Hellfire killed it with their system. That is possible. I have not purchased one of those demons or whatever the hell those things are. Those things are really expensive. And it's not a design that I'm wild about, so I haven't bought one.
Hellfire is many things, and expensive is not one of them.
Yes. It's
They make solid shit, though, at least from the stuff of theirs I've handled.
Everything that I've ever had that is from them has been made very well. That's for sure. Some of their addies don't work that great, but they're made.
But they're machine good.
They look great. And that mod that Sean sent down, which one was that? I really don't keep up with their mods and stuff because they're just not my thing. But Sean sent down that one that he had with the little cartridge replacer system or whatever. And it really was. I said at the time that you could beat a bear to death with it. It was like holding like a metal billet, just a brick. It was really, really solid.
Was it like who's that mod maker that Craig really loves? Stig.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
It was probably felt like a Stig.
Stigs were an amazingly built thing. They were just huge.
You imagine what his Squonk would look like if he made one? Like that shit would be wow.
Yeah, it would be made impeccably in this.
It would be
cost $1,000.
It would be thick.
Yeah, it would be thick.
It would be a very healthy mod.
It's who was it? It was Sean that had the Plumes of Hazard engraved Stig. And I think Craig ended up with it. It was a nice mod, but he insisted on making all this shit in 26650, which is weird because as well designed as everything else was about that mod, it was just huge.
That's gonna be a no from me, dog. I wanted one so bad for so long, but I couldn't get over the fact that it wouldn't make an 18650 something.
Yeah.
Because if there's any fucking side by side to have,
it was that
for your top RTA. Like I wanted a Stig.
Absolutely. I mean, it was like the tosser stick, except for it was well made and not made by a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I sold mine, and I've been missing it since I've been back on the K-Fund.
I bet.
But the thing is, now that I've been on replay, I'm kind of spoiled.
Yeah.
Now it's like, yeah, now I'm gonna wait. Now I have to wait for a fucking side by side with a 75C. It's gonna be like 3 bills easy.
They're still in business, I believe.
They don't have a 75C mod out though. I don't think so. I would have heard about it if that was the case.
Probably not. Let's see.
I mean, remember they made that ugly fucking SX mod?
Oh, dude, that thing was a train.
If they did that and how large that thing was, the 75C mod can't be offensively large.
Yeah, they've got a DNA 60.
Yeah, that I saw.
Yeah,
but fucking, I need replay now. Like, fuck.
Right.
It's like I've been wearing gold toe socks for too long. I have to wear like hands.
Oh, they still make the Y stick. Look at there. That's that ugly one you're talking about.
Of course they do. There's no one fucking bought it.
Dude, the DNA 60 is only $150.
Ooh.
Out of stock though.
Yeah, no shit.
Don't hold your breath, boys and girls. Yeah, no, they've got.
If you're gonna buy an Expo stick, get it secondhand.
There you go. That's what I always said to do. I agree.
That's
that
what
way
I did.
You don't have to deal with customer service.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea. The reason they call it a tosser stick now. Rick Carr, you're right. Sunbox is coming out with a tosser mod. It's kind of funny. The post that Volpe posted the other day was like, we've reinvented the mod, and he basically made a tosser stick.
He just put it on a low carb diet. That's really like what it is. It's a keto exo stick. That's what.
Exo stick keto version.
Yeah, it's a super refined down. And the thing is, that thing's gonna cost like fucking arm and a leg. I wouldn't mind forking like maybe 2 bills for a mini Sig 75C. Because I saw the Sunbox one, I was like, oh, and I was like, no.
Yeah, guaranteed that thing's gonna be $300 or $400.
Yep, and there's only gonna be like 20 available on the first run.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let me do that again. I wasn't.
So someone mentioned in chat a little bit about I believe it was John. It was either Josh or Jacob. I think it was Jacob.
Right, it is a Dakota's board.
Jacob said, "Hey, did you guys hear about the AmeriVape and Purge fiasco? Apparently, it's been happening." And Ahmed, I don't know if you've seen the thread about it.
I haven't, but please inform because I have the best transition ever out of that.
Okay. So apparently, user Tetsuya Naito posted, Avid Life confirms that they are made in China. So the issue is coming from these companies saying that all their stuff is made here, and they're charging, obviously
$200+ for them.
Way higher. Well, yeah, a lot higher prices because they're saying, hey, this stuff is made in the U.S. and they have to charge that much more because of the CNC time and stuff like that. So apparently, the poster post Purge also stated to be made in China, and then he says update. Purge released a video of them standing in front of completed mods, the real confirmation they manufacture in the U.S. LOL, because it was just an image of them sitting in front of a CNC and the mod, which really doesn't tell you where they're at. Rogue steals their mech decals off Google, so who knows there. And he's even afraid that Kennedy is going to turn out that they stop manufacturing in the U.S. at this point. Thoughts, especially on Avid, who confirmed to not be a U.S.-made device since 2016 when all their promotion and even down to the packaging still says made in the USA. So I guess the issue and deal is like, for example, some of the Purge mods are anywhere from $300, $400, $500 plus dollars. And these are mechs. So just straight up mechs. And we know,
not just mechs, they're just tubes.
They're just tubes. That's correct. Because the buttons and stuff like that are those are all competition and separate. And I mean, don't get me wrong, some of the artwork on those things is beautiful and the CNC work is amazing. But that's what, basically this guy's saying the prices they're selling their mods at are insane, however, for being made in China. And it's something I think a lot of Purge, Avid Life, etc. owners care about and want to know. It was a huge influence on their purchase that they were under the guise that they were made in the U.S., so they paid a little bit more. Also selling stuff as C101 copper, 464 naval brass, billet aluminum, grade 1 titanium, 316L, 304 stainless steel, etc. That's not what you're getting in China. So what apparently someone did is they took some of these mods and did a metallurgy test on them, on the metals, and come to find out that some of these are Chinesium. They are, I guess they were able to, I am not an expert in that. I guess they were able to do tests on some of these mods, and the metals came back as, pretty much just pot metal from overseas. Apparently Eric Hutchinson, which was one of the guys that was working there, it says this guy posts and he says, I'm not convinced Eric Hutchinson makes nice mods. He's also a terrible person. If the source on this is him hitting back after being forced out of AmeriVape, especially blaming his sister, because he's on a video in the Vaping Legion talking about blaming his sister. Who knows? Maybe he did that too. But yeah, got it. And but anyways, he blames his sister for stealing some of this and naming new companies of companies that he had named in 2006. So I think the bigger issue here is companies here in the U.S. that are manufacturing stuff overseas and saying that it's made in the U.S. and charging a premium for it. Hey, and if people pay that, that's your money. If you buy something because it says made in the U.S., then hey, that's great. That's your choice. But don't be so, sure just because someone shows you a picture or something like that. I must say, having to manufacture these mechs and for the price does seem like they would be made here in the U.S. because of the price of them. Sure. And not seeing any clones as quickly. We know that when you take something overseas, it's going to get cloned. I mean, and it doesn't stop it that you have it here in the U.S. and you're making it, but it just gets done a lot quicker when you send. We've seen this time and time again with addies. We've seen it with mods. Mm-hmm. So you either join them, like, even some of our friends have done, and when you're creating an addy or a mod, or you continue to do your own shit over here, like, for example, the Titan and stuff like that, and the Hexome, built here. Yeah, the board is obviously components and stuff are built overseas. You're getting the components overseas, but the mod is machined here and made here. So
just on top of this message, Josh Harper is saying in chat that he thought Purge was cleared of all that. It was AV of those other guys.
Yeah, well, so I sorted by because I've been reading the thread and learning the new posts. I sorted by new, and the OP posted that the only thing that Purge has shown is themselves in front of a CNC with the mods and stuff like that. They haven't actually said, yeah, they're made here, and they're made here in Florida. Supposedly, as far as I knew. But there were some discussions about a Chinese manufacturer that was sitting on mods, and I think the guy was incorrect by that. I think that was the whole Fuhaten, the Fuhaten mod that basically, you remember that the guy that designed and did all that and didn't get paid by Vape, so he went out and did his own machining on them, which he was sitting on, and released them. So there's I think it's there's a lot of moving pieces here, but I don't think that the Purge mods are made overseas. And again, these guys are smart. They're not going to send something that's been selling for years here overseas. I'm not saying that they can't just someone can't buy it. Remember, back in the day, people would want to go buy an Evolve mod as soon as it came out, or a mod with an Evolve board, and send it overseas to have it reverse engineered. And yeah, that stuff happened. So it's not like somebody can't send it over there, but there's some pretty intricate machining on these, and to hit them dead on is it'll be interesting to see. So.
By the way, he said that Purge or those guys did say they posted the whole machine shop in use, and AV and Armageddon are the culprits. That's what this is saying. Okay. Well, Josh, if you get a chance, if you can post where they did that, I'd be interested in seeing that. And that's another thing too, is what better way to knock down the competition than by talking shit about them. So yeah, guess what AV makes? Guess what those other guys make? They all make single tubes, single mechs. So
I've seen a little bit into that scene, and it's fucking crazy.
It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And it's still insane to this day.
Yeah,
which is what's mind-boggling to me.
It quieted down, at least from the grander scope of vaping for a while, and now it's back. And better than ever for Christmas this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Bestie brings up a good point. The metallurgy thing, it could be that they were using Chinese metal stock, which is an interesting idea. It's possible.
Yeah.
They could have been using stocks. I think what maybe they found was the composition that may have given it, or made them believe that it was cheaper shit.
Well, that's what I mean. They may have bought Chinese stainless or whatever, right? So when they went to go make it, they're still making it here. This is speculation, of course.
Yeah. No, true.
They could have been making mods here with shitty metal.
Yeah.
Rob Jones says I'll stick with Titans.
Yeah, that's probably good.
There's a reasonable man there. There's a reasonable man.
Yeah, there's only two people in the two manufacturers. Oh, one manufacturer, but two people that work on them. That's me and Eric, and that's about it. So ain't nobody else touching them.
Yeah.
So
Shane, why are you still typing in cast, man?
Loud noises.
Loud noises.
Yeah. So there you go.
What's going on?
And that was a post made. I was following this post made on Reddit, and it was by user Tetsuya Naito. So there you go.
Sounds like a good segue, Foo.
Segue, Foo.
Segue. Wrong direction. Wait.
Here we go.
I know black and white.
You kind of went blue.
Double deal.
Got to do it like this.
Should be my white balance. My white balance doesn't make me black and white.
Shane said his shit is stuck. He can't not type in caps. Josh did say he'll try to find that video and post it.
All right, cool. Either you can just PM it to me. No problemo.
Nope, that's my contrast. Fuck. I can't go black and white. What the fuck? Webcam. Fuck. Well, this isn't going to work if I'm...
If you are...
It was funny when you went all out of focus.
You know what? I'll go like Jersey Noir.
Jersey.
Sure, I'll go Jersey Noir. I don't know. I don't know why my thing's not letting me go black and white.
Hey, Master, he needs a theme song. You have a theme song queued?
I don't have that.
No, that's fine. You can just
pick one.
You can just play something. Just just need some background.
Okay. Okay. Wow. For a second there, I thought I had lost all my my background music.
You got anything not in
Okay. Yep. Go ahead. I'll turn it down.
Oh God.
So
Fuck.
I thought it was great that AV managed to find themselves in the vaping news. Actually, I had no idea because I read ECR once a week now.
Yeah.
Because
make sure you're focused so the music doesn't overtake you. So, is it low enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just need to click on yourself. That's all.
Caillou.
Oh, by the way, that's the worst thing Canada's done to us in a long time. By the way, is fucking Caillou.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, wait, did I ever send you the trap remix?
Yes.
The Caillou trap theme? Okay, that is amazing.
Well, that's the thing is it was pretty dang except for the fact that
Except for the fact that you've watched more Caillou against your will.
That's what's playing. That's what's playing right now.
So, anyway, I had some dealings with AmeriVape once upon a time in my shop days. And around that time, actually, Chuff also had some dealings with them as well. He had a relationship with Eric, the owner. So they were also buddies with the owners of the shop. Now I'm going to refer to them as owner A and B, so I'm not going to use names, right? They were sponsoring Cloud Comp at the shop, and I think I was supposed to work that day. I was filling in that weekend, so the Cloud Comp was on Saturday, and I think it was about it was almost exactly 4 years ago now.
Damn.
The Cloud Comp was to be on Saturday. Now Thursday, they were like in New York the whole week. The AmeriVape team, like the crew, Junior Mafia, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
Posse.
Yeah. So they were in New York the whole week. So I was filling for a coworker shift. So I was working anyway that day. So I was just working a double basically. And they came by the shop to hang out. They came, just put like a stack of T-shirts, I guess, to give away for the Cloud Comp that weekend. They just put them on top of the display case, and my shop there was hardly a dull moment in that shop, especially like just afternoon, like lunch rush every day, and that's when they came. They came during a fucking terrible time. So I can't do anything with those shirts. I have a counter to run, and so they basically hung out in the shop the entire day and got on Fireball. Fireball.
My brother has tried to get me to drink that more than once. It's nasty.
Honestly, it just tastes like I put a whole pack of Big Red in my mouth, which I've done before.
No, mixing it with something else. It's really good.
I don't mind
drink that shit straight.
I don't do shots often. When I do, if someone hands you a Fireball, anyway. So yeah, they're getting fucking wasted on Fireball the whole day, and the day went by pretty quickly because it's a shop. And so, I'm trying to remember the sequencing of events. I didn't go over the story enough times in my head to remember the sequence of events. But anyway, so it was a key moment leaving the T-shirts on the display case. Anyway, because I think I had a new kid who I was still in the process of training that day, also working with. He was closing with me. It was going to be his first time closing. Wonderful, right? Day goes by, and so it was a great day for me sales-wise because, you know, I was hourly and I got a commission, which was nice because we were selling Manhattans and people were buying them and shit, and they were getting, you know, the guys helped. I guess they kind of threw some sales my way in that regard. So it was a great sales day for me. However, they got more wasted as the night went on, and Eric took out his camera, or he had his camera guy.
Wait, owner A.
Oh no, they're not in the picture yet.
Oh,
No, they have not. They have not entered the match. So the owners weren't there that day. In any regard, they were going to be there for the comp, but this was just them coming in to hang and everyone going fucking wild on Instagram because they were posting on Instagram. So there was just a lot of. I mean, we did a lot of business, but there was also that many more people who were just coming in to hang and not buy shit and shut up our bathroom.
Shit
Anyway.
up your bathroom.
Yeah. So Eric was just recording stuff the whole day for his vlog or what have you, and he decides to. First. Before he interviewed me and my coworker, just general vaping questions, FDA this, that, what do you think of the community, anyway, those questions. Before that, he wanted to have a cloud off because he was drunk, and this is what cloud bros do. Right? Now, at this point in my vaping career, I literally just that week or two, I just built my first parallel coil, which was a 26. That was, you know, pretty Stellar clone.
Pretty aggressive back then.
On the Nemi clone, yeah. And it was very aggressive for me, dude. I was still vaping 6, so on a 0.17, I think it was. So we go back to back, and I don't know if I was cloud comping or I was in a rap video because Eric just bends over hard and he's like backing himself in me pretty hard. So I'm just like, I'm still standing up. Like he does the whole squat. I was like, right? I fucking crushed him. He took the longest fucking drag in the world, and I don't know what happened. Probably blame battery. I don't know. Mind you, my manager he went home for the day, and he's watching this he was watching us on the camera from his apartment on his iPad because he has nothing better to do on a Thursday night. So he interviews me, and he interviewed my coworker first, and I have customers at the bar, and he interviews me, and I used not a choice word, yes, because I was tired, and I felt like having a joke with him. Because earlier that in the afternoon, he was signing people's Manhattan boxes, and I jokingly I said, "Yo, if I shave here, can you sign here?" He didn't take it too well. Like he played it off, but
took it personally.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, he was drinking the whole day, so he's a little extra soft. So in the midst of this interview, we're talking about this and that. He asked me, he's like, if you could use one word to describe the vaping community or the vaping industry, I said butter. And the look in his eyes, like I surprised the fuck out of him. It was really funny. He's like, why do you say that? And I just brought up, bullshit in vaping and what have you, and cloning and all that business. So then from there, he thought I was singling him out because this is post Todd, post Chuff doing the Bubbles video with the sexy Bubbles face.
Yeah,
this is post all of that. So he thought I was trying to single AmeriVape out. So he asked me, and he's like, are you talking specifically about AmeriVape? I'm like, no, I'm speaking more generally into the community as a whole. we go further into the discussion. And he still thinks so. So he asked me again. He's like, "Are you talking about America?" He's like, "Are you talking about Vape, ma'am?" And I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, "Yo, is this guy serious?" And I look at him, and I'm just like, "Who?"
Who are you again?
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
So that happens, and the interview wraps up, and it was just kind of silent. Then he goes in the back, and then he comes back maybe like a few minutes later. They all have their shit with them, and he goes and shakes my hand, and he's like, "Congratulations, you knocked Vape out." He goes, "Fuck you," right? And I thought he was being a little like sarcastic. We were talking about the Fuck Big Tobacco campaign my shop did. So we're like, "Fuck Big Tobacco." He's walking off, and I'm like, "Fuck you too." And that's when shit got real. He turned around and came to the counter. Mind you, I have like 4 customers at the bar, and he starts berating me, starts cursing me out, putting his hands in my face, and I was been talking shit to him the whole time he's here. AK, he couldn't take a joke, and he was wasted, dude. I smelled so much basic white bitch on him, like cinnamon. Anyway, so here's the thing. So my manager will attest to this, but he's like, because again, he's been watching this whole fucking time because he has nothing better to do. Had nothing better to do. He just saw me. It's just like I straight up had my arms crossed at him, and I just stared him. And he's like, so once he realized that his words like didn't shake me at all, he said, "What the fuck are you looking at?" And I was like, I gave him like a half smile, and I don't think that helped the situation.
Never does. That's why I go to that.
So they go back in the back. So one of the guys in his crew that actually turned out to be an okay guy, who I bantered, talked with here back and forth during the day. He's like, he's like, "Can I talk to you for a second?" I'm like, "Okay." So then he tells me, he's like, "I don't know what happened there, but you got to make that right." And I'm like, "Yo, he acted that way, and like he had no right to." And then this is when that okay guy turned out to be a dickhead. Because then he started talking about how, like, yeah, we're sponsoring the comp this weekend, and we make the most mech mods in North America. He did the whole like, we're gonna kill your business by pulling out of your fucking cloud comp if you don't make this right. And I did try to make it right, just to save face, possibly my job. So I put my hand out and I apologized, and he's like, to Eric, and he's like, "You better get the fuck out of my face before I hit you." And here's the moment where I wished I was not on the clock, but I had to do the Arthur thing, The
Arthur thing.
It was a moment where I could not keep it real, and so I walked off, and they left. They hung out, dude. They hung out outside the shop for me for 2 hours. So they leave. I fucking locked the door because fuck else are you supposed to do? There was like 5 of them, and me and a skinny Filipino kid. That was it. It was just us. Like he was waiting.
No, he's not 19. This guy was a grown-ass adult.
Who's the first person I call on my phone after this? Because at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna close the shop early. I'm gonna take my time doing it. Go downstairs, go in the fridge. I got a beer. First thing I needed. First person I call is Chuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "So Eric from Vape just threatened to beat the shit out of me. Like, I think I really got on his nerves." And he's just like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "He's in New York." I'm like, "Yeah, I told you they're going to be here this weekend." He's like, "What the fuck?" And then I had to cut my conversation with him short because the owner started calling my phone.
Yeah.
Owner A calls me first. It's like, what happened? And I ran through the situation. And like, okay, well, that wasn't a great thing to say, but whatever. He shouldn't have acted that way. referring to my butthurt comment. But I'm like, yeah, like they've been drinking in the shop all day and you know, making things hard. You know, they did legitimately make things harder on me in terms of running the shop that day. But anyway, they're still outside. I'm in the back, like backyard of the shop, the outdoor, the backyard, and I'm just like, oh fuck. I'm just like 3/4 panic mode at this point because I'm like, I don't want to fucking lose my job over this shit. It's bullshit.
Yeah, you want to lose your job over something funny.
Owner B calls. Walk him through the situation. Manager calls. Walk him through the situation. I didn't have to walk him through as much because he saw everything but with no sound. And he's like, dude, he's like, you kicked his ass at that cloud comp. He's like, isn't this like his gig? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, what the fuck was that squat we did? I'm like, as much as I want to joke, I'm like, yo, my job is up in the air right now. As I pissed him off. And enough to wait for me outside my job and beat the shit out of me. So.
And that was pretty messed up too, because for you, you know, all that, and then you could lose your job.
Oh, there's more. So at this point, I'm like, all right, I need to calm down. I brought lunch from home that day, but I didn't have time to eat it. So I'm eating it in the basement of the shop, which is under New York City sidewalk, right? You know how you have those outdoor entrances to the basement on the sidewalk? Mm-hmm. I can fucking hear them talking outside while I'm eating my food. I'm like this. I'm standing by the thing like, you know, because it's... And he's sitting there saying, he's like, yo, if they don't fire him over this shit, blah, 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 blah. You lowly piece of shit. Like, Jesus. Owner A lives in the neighborhood. Comes down, meets up with them, took them out for drinks to smooth things over. One of my regular customers who was hanging out in the store when all this went down decided to hang out with him because Eric was giving out mods. He gives out mods when he's drunk. Apparently, it's a thing he does. Literally sacrificed a night to put himself around that human being and got 4 Manhattan mods from him that night.
He could have at least given you one of them.
You know what's funny? I was like,
Seriously.
I jokingly asked, could they give me one as a sorry?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. It didn't end there. I go home that night, finally. I got home way fucking late. I didn't sleep that night. I had to go back in the next day on my day off to, you know, give my side in person. What I was led to believe then was owner B wanted to fire me over it when it was owner A the whole time. Yeah. But owner A had called me on my day off, and I was inebriated. Very. Caught me off guard. And owner A asked me how I felt about carrying like their Skyline that came out. I'm like, I personally wouldn't, but if you want it, it's a good business decision, whatever. They didn't carry it. We would have been the first shop to carry it. So, yeah, that was that. I didn't go to the cloud comp. TLDR. I got a paid day off. Kept my job. Kept my job. They didn't sell Vape after that. I think I won.
So
this has been Storytime with Foo.
Yeah. So hey, so I think we need to show this. Here, let me get the image will be fine, but check this out. Arnold pulling out a jewel.
Looks like a jewel. Corrupting young children. Well, way to go, Arnold.
Right.
Yo, dude, honestly, he looks suave. He kind of looks like the Dos Equis guy.
He does.
He kind of does. He's like a far less wrinkly version. He was looking suave as fuck with the white beard, man. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
He did.
Pretty cool.
Well done, Arnold.
That's pretty cool. Getting with the times. He was smoking a cigar till not too long ago too.
Maybe that's his off days on the cigar.
That's for his probably for the new movie. He's training for the new movie.
So yeah, I'm unfortunately, like, I wanted to tell you guys that story sooner, but I wanted to, but at that time, that's what he would have wanted. You know, but
Perfect.
I'm glad I can share that experience with you now. Trust me, I've been wanting to for so long. Like little bits and pieces of people know it, but for the most part, the greater mass of you didn't. So I'm glad I could share that one with you. That's one of my favorites.
Master and I went back to full color, by the way.
Yeah, I'm still jerseyed out. What the fuck?
Jerseyed out.
Am I better? Okay, good. I just undid my skin cancer.
Oh yeah.
So it's scrolled away now. Is it still here? Maybe. I don't remember who it was. Somebody asked. Sorry, I don't remember your name. Somebody asked about the Exoset and whether or not why they don't make them anymore. That was why that particular mod getting lifted off of me on my last business trip hurt so much, right? Because they don't. I have asked them about that, and they said that they're not opposed to it, but they're busy making like new products, so I don't know that they really want to go back and make old ones, which sucks because I still hold that it's the best atomizer for the billet box. But in other vaping news, I was tagged in the Hellfire group because somebody was selling a billet box, and in it, an Exoset. Hooray! So
nice.
I have recovered another Exoset, which is great. It kind of stinks that I had to buy another billet box and an extra Boro and a freaking Hellfire whistle tip. All with it, all at full RRP. Thank you, Hellfire. That kind of sucks. But the other side of that is the billet box in question was a Dober, which is kind of the brownie kind of one, and that was one that Kyle wanted. And Kyle had just bought an RPG, which is the one that I wanted if I was buying another billet box. So he offered to trade me very kindly. So thank you, Kyle. That one, I believe he already has it. So at some point, he's sending that down to me, and I can put in a new Exoset in a brand new, well, new to me, RPG billet box, which I'm really excited about. That was the color of my first billet box, the BB3 that I had. That was a color, and I was kind of unsure about that. I bought that from, who did I buy that from? I bought that billet box from, shit, I don't remember who it was. It was somebody that I know. That was a long time ago, boys. Anyway, whoever it was, they said it was the royal purple gray, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about royal purple gray, but I got it, and it is a badass color. It is super, super cool. So I'm looking forward to that guy, and I'm looking forward to it. The other thing, I do have one more piece of vape mail that came in just today, and it came in kind of a trick case. Look at like these. Look at how fancy! Look how fancy that is. And the Addy is out of it at the moment because it's sitting on the old Lost Vape thing. This is the E-Smoke Guru Skyfall, and those guys are the guys that make the Skyline, who also make fancy boxes or whatever. The presentation boxes are, to me, kind of overblown or a little excessive. One of my all-time favorite atomizer. Leonardo.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa.
My all-time favorite comes in a.
That was like a yeah boy moment.
That was awesome, dude. Whoa.
What happened?
Wait, did your phone ring?
Yeah, my phone rang.
Okay, so your phone rang and your shit just went.
Yeah.
So,
your phone just fucks shit up.
So that opening line.
Do you have Wi-Fi calling turned on?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that it's got to be something in your house because it just shit the bed right now with that call coming in. Your connection just shit when that call came in.
It chopped and screwed the opening line to girls.
It's not. I don't think it's VP. I don't think it's Wi-Fi calling. I think what it is it's integrated into my computer, and I've got a lot of stuff running right now, and that very well may be the problem. May be out of processors. Because I've got a Windows virtual machine running. There's a database instance on there. I got a VPN on that and 37 tabs open. Anyway, so that's probably because it popped up here to my phone.
It's a lot easier just to have ice cream in a freezer.
I bet. So I forgot what I was talking about. So the Skyline from ESG was a is a fantastic tank. It really is top of the line. And it, like I said, it does come in a fancy, wooden, like silver clasp, whatever kit. And they charge for it. I mean, is it a great atomizer? Yeah, it's a really, really nice atomizer. Arguably one of the top RTAs at all, in my opinion. And this is no different. I mean, this is plexiglass front, fancy little ESG thing. And you see it in the price, right? I mean, I hate to talk about this already. This atomizer is filthy expensive. There's no way to get around it. I might as well talk about it up front. It costs a lot of money for this dripper, but so far it's really, really nice. I think Todd was right when he said that because he did a review on this thing, and he talked about going to the shop where it was made and looking at how all the little details and stuff that they do in here. It's a very attractive atomizer, and not just attractive like it looks good. It's attractive in the fact that it's made really well. Like you can tell somebody spent a lot of time on this so far. The Vape is really good about it. I'm not wild about talking about it quite yet because I just got it this afternoon. I haven't even put a bottle of e-liquid through it. I'll probably be talking about it later. The initial impressions, obviously the milling is great. The one thing I'll zoom up and show you, close-ups here. The drip tip that comes on it is stubby. When I go to vape on this thing, it's like a nipple. It's really weird. Like you have to basically put your whole face on the atomizer, and you don't have like a drip tip is kind of like a cigarette, right? I mean, you get that in your lip like a cig was. This one you can't really do that. It's too short, right? So your mouth is on it, and that's weird to me. I don't really care for that drip tip. It works better with a post-style oven tip, in my opinion. But the upside of that is it does have a kind of a bell cap sort of thing, like integrated into the design. So that top thing it's super clear. It looks really, really nice. It's easy to see through it. They clearly spent a lot of time polishing that thing, which is cool. But so one of the things that Will was talking about before is he said he got the that he really liked it. It's kind of like an integrated bell cap, which is true. But the thing that bothers me about it is the fact that if I break a bell cap, I can just order another one. This one is a list atomizer, and they don't have any accessories or anything for sale yet. And so if this thing gets melted because it's too close to the coil, or if I drop and break it or whatever, I think I'd rather have an all stainless thing with that as an option, like an upgrade to me. And maybe they'll do that. Hopefully they will do that at some point, because I know after a few months, the Skyline came out with the drop kits, and they're super cool. And there's a lot of different ways you can customize this stuff, which I think is really cool. And hopefully they do that with this too. So that's just like a durability kind of lasting sort of thing that bothers me a little bit. If you haven't seen Todd's review, you should totally go look at it, by the way. But one of the things kind of cool is you can kind of see that little ovally bit there on that side for the airflow. Those are discs that can pop out. So you can take them out and then you can change your airflow, like the total amount of airflow that's possible to come through there, which is really cool. I currently have on the middle ones, which is 1.6, I think, millimeters through on each side. And it's quite a bit of air. The air is silky smooth, though, man. It is really, really smooth. Like remarkably so, and quiet. It's not even firing it, though. Super quiet, super smooth. It built really, really well. The tastes great. I'll have more details later. But this is definitely the kind of thing that I need to probably do a full-size review for, because there's a lot of little bitty things that I'm not going to be able to show you on the show. That's what I was talking about before I got the phone call and got interrupted. My all-time favorite atomizer is the Narda, and you guys know that. And the Narda comes in, or at least historically, it came in like a little plastic thing. I mean, nothing crazy. And then the later ones came in like a little tiny zipper pouch thing, which is probably 50 cents from China or whatever, right? That's fine. Oh, and then not to mention the Haku, the Phenom and the Vena, which I adore the Vena. It comes in these little things that's kind of like the Squape cases, right? But even more simple than that. And this is a great atomizer. This is just going to sit on my desk. It's not going to do anything. It's really pretty when you open up the box, but I don't know. At the same time, I guess if you're paying that much money for a dripper, maybe you want that experience to like, you know, open the package and see how pretty it is and the cool magnet lids and whatever. But I don't know. To me, it's a little bit of a waste. It's just a wasted thing. This is just something to sit on my desk and gather dust. Like if you look at the Skyline one, it's covered in dust. You know. So I don't know. That part's a little odd to me. Is it pretty? Yes, it's pretty. But nah. So I'll talk about it later next week. But I do think it's good. Once you take the strip tip off and you put a proper one on anyway. So far, I've been really impressed.
810 drip tip thing, man.
What's that?
810 drip tip thing, man. I like it.
What? Why do we want an 810 drip tip?
No, that's what I mean. Like, I guess I didn't go Seinfeld at it enough. What's the deal with 810 drip tips?
I don't know what the deal is. That does seem to be a thing, though, right? A lot of the.
Oh, I thought that's what came on the Skyfall.
Oh no! Yeah, I just took that one out and put this one right in, and it's fine. So no, it's definitely 510. This last year, though, you're right. A lot of them have come with the whole 810 drip tip thing, and I don't get that. When you have that big gaping drip tip, I mean, you lose flavor. I do anyway, unless you run it real hot, right?
I feel like most people vape hot now.
Yeah.
Who use rebuildables. Like when you see most like shitty build photos, it's usually like some kind of a.
Yeah, I mean, if you run it at 100 watts, sure.
You're still using your macro coils there, Grandpa.
Yeah, no, this is a dead simple, ugly parallel build.
It's like you space your coils. It's like you cut up your food before you eat it. But yeah, pretty much like that. That's all I see are Claptons, Fuse Claptons, Aliens. But I mean, granted, I'm actually not running a macro in either of my shit right now. I'm running Tooney's Clapton in my K-Phone is stainless Clapton, which is wonderful. Mm. I had to put by the way, Tooney, I'm sorry, I had to put a second one and I fucked up the first one with a dry burn. Mm-hmm. But
anyway. Rob said he's sending me some more coils, so I'll throw one of these things in there.
I'm still on numero uno.
What?
Of the coils he sent me, I'm still on the first one.
Oh yeah, I've still got one. I think the Narca is still running the key coil as is my Vena.
I don't think I could run his coil in my Narca. I think it would be too hot.
It is warm, but I like it.
Like it in the Narda is about as warm as I like it, and the Narca is a little tighter.
It is a little tighter.
I think the chamber's even a little smaller than the duh.
Yeah,
in my opinion. So yeah, that would not be a good time for me.
Right.
So.
And yes, Rob, I still have a couple of the last runs coils, but I didn't have time to tighten them and pull the slack out.
9mm Omen tip though, dude. Fucking tits in the K-Phone. Let me tell you, Joe Rogan.
Absolutely. Yes, I know. I know they did a recall on your car. I was just teasing you. It's all good, buddy.
Was it a total recall?
I just took a sip. That was mean.
I know. I had to. I never tried that one. I tried.
All right. So I think we've covered last week's stuff pretty much. Oh, wait. There was one more thing that I didn't cover that we did talk about last week, and I already have it open, and it's right. Yeah. So if you are selling a Subaru WRX, this Craigslist ad is starting a new thing. You have to say never vaped in, which I found very funny. That was thanks to Jalopnik. That was a hat tip to Ricardo Monsalve, actually. He posted this, and it made me laugh. So I pulled up Jalopnik for the first time in a billion years just to laugh at that. Anyway.
We're never vaped. I love that. Wait, does that Subaru keep dinner warm?
Does the Subaru what?
Does it keep dinner warm?
Does it keep dinner warm? I don't know. Maybe.
Also, check out Mooch's video on episode 7, Minding Your Mechs. Times Vape's Dreamer Mech Testing Part 3. He's got his thermal imaging camera set up. It's really cool. So I'm posting the link in the chat right now. Go check it out. Sign up for his channel. Check out his Patreon. Cool stuff. So basically showing the difference between the stainless steel and the copper and brass mechs. So, and where they heat up and stuff.
That's a
Cool
cool
video.
I haven't seen that one yet.
So
Yeah.
funny thing that happened today, actually, I was getting lunch at work, and I was working down in the financial district today, which is relatively chaotic as it is. And there's a guy just parked, not double parked, but he was kind of like stopped, had his hazards on. I guess he was waiting on someone, dude. He was chucking some fucking clouds out of his window. It was so fucking hilarious, just in this particular neighborhood. It was so funny. It was just so out of place. The guy's he was dripping out of a 120. Like, I had a perfect view through his window to see it. Like, I couldn't tell what ad he was dripping on, but he was probably vaping on some garbage juice, if I had to guess.
If he was dripping out of a 120, that's probably a safe guess. $5 for 120. Let's go. Made in my bathtub.
He wasn't quite Josh Wilson, where he's dripping out of one of your liter bottles. He eats juice.
Yes. All right.
I've dripped out of a 120, mostly out of laziness.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Angsty, I was dripping Dark Star straight out of the 120.
I'm putting my spares kit back in the pretty little box, and the everything's sticking to the magnets, all the screwdrivers and whatnot that are in there. Get on there. There. That took a minute.
All
right.
Fuck this shit.
Fuck this.
We've gone for too long. This is like 2 years ago, Plumes. We can't do that.
Oh, we had to catch up from last week.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Storytime. I don't know how long that took, but probably a good bit.
A while, but it was well spent time.
Anyway,
All right.
thank you, everyone. We saved the show.
Toodaloo.
Fuck you, Texas Internet.